Problem number 20. We're given this equation of a circle. We want to analyze this circle here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to divide everything by 4 here. Every coefficient is a multiple of 4, so let's just divide by 4. And this gives us x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 10y plus 25 is equal to 0. Okay, so what do we do here? We proceed by completing the square. We want to write different terms here as perfect squares. We want to turn this into a perfect square. We want to turn this into a perfect square. We might have to add and subtract some things to do that. This first one, we're going to add 36 here. How do we come up with 36? We take the coefficient of the linear term, negative 12, divide it by 2, negative 6, and square it. Negative 6 squared gives us positive 36. If we add 36 to the left, we better add 36 to the right. And this becomes x minus 6 quantity squared. Now y squared minus 10y plus 25 actually already is a perfect squared. No more work to do there. Plus y minus 5 quantity squared. And this is equal to 36, which is 6 squared. So at this point, we have all the information we need to determine the center. The center are, so 6 and 5. If like this was x plus 6, the x coordinate of the center would be negative 6. And the radius is going to be, so on the right is 6 squared, that's the radius squared, so the radius is 6. So let's just graph this. So it has, okay, so there's the center at 6, 5, radius 6. Okay, so now parts B, C, D, and E ask us to find equations to describe like the right semicircle, the bottom semicircle, top and left. First, asking about the right semicircle. So it is this side here. So note the thing for the right semicircle, we're going to be writing x as a function of y. So we need to take our equation, x minus 6 squared plus, I'm just recopying it here. And we want to write x in terms of y. How do we do that? So x minus 6 squared is equal to 36 minus y minus 5 quantity squared. Let's take the square root of both sides. X minus 6 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 36 minus y minus 5 squared. So x is equal to 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus y minus 5 squared. Okay, but so we have x written in terms of y. This isn't a good final answer because we need to be more specific. For any particular value of y that we plug in, like y is equal to 4, this is going to give us 2 different values for x, and we don't want that. So what are we to do? Well, we have to think about, so for a particular value of x, remember this point right here, this is the point 0.65. So for the right semicircle here, for any particular value of y, is our values, are the output values of x bigger than 6 or less than 6? Well, we can see from the graph it's to the right of 6. It's to the right of 6, and so we want that to be bigger than 6. And so we conclude here that the right side of our semicircle, the right semicircle is of the form x is equal to 6 plus the square root of 36 minus y minus 5 squared. Now, there's a plus minus here. The minus corresponds to subtracting, having these values be less than 6. And so a little bit of thought says, well, that's actually due let's actually do part, it looks like part E here. Part E talks about the left semicircle over here. And so the left semicircle, the equation for this is x is equal to 6 minus the square root of 36 minus y minus 5 squared. So this is how we break these things up. Let us now proceed to do the bottom and the top semicircles here. So in this case, let's again draw the picture. There's the center. Much more pitiful looking circle than the first time. The center is barely in the center, but oh well. Now we want the bottom semicircle. And so this is going to be y values. We want y in terms of x, and the y values need to be less than or equal to 5. So what do we have? Once again, our equation of the circle is x minus 6 quantity squared plus y minus 5 quantity squared is equal to 36. We want to solve for y in terms of x. Y minus 5 squared is equal to 36 minus x minus 6 squared. So y minus 5 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 36 minus x minus 6 squared. So y is equal to 5 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus x minus 6 squared. So for part C, we want the bottom semicircle. We need something here that is y needs to be less than or equal to 5, so we choose the negative one here. Y is equal to 5 minus the square root of 36 minus x minus 6 squared. And to finish this off, for the top semicircle, it's just going to be a positive square root. Y is equal to 5 plus square root of 36 minus x minus 6 squared. Okay, so that is a lot of working with a circle, and hopefully this illustrates the importance of including plus or minus when we're taking square roots, because sometimes you might genuinely want or need the negative square root.